Today's headline: Man 29 has fathered 21 kids with 11 women.
Was that in Essex?
It was in the States, actually. It was
Yeah.
in some sort of backwater in the States. Again, I just thought, that's 20... I thought it was just man fathers 21 kids, and I thought, hold on, he's 29.
You were thinking...
He's got 21 kids. I was thinking, what happens when he's 42?
How many twins? Yeah.
Didn't say about any twins or anything. And he's on minimum wage. Obviously,
He is not
changing
supporting
dollars.
their children.
Well, he's meant to give. From that, he's been now told that he has to give half of his wages towards the upkeep of his kids. But when we sort of convert it into pound sterling,
he sent her to Russia.
it turns out to be less than £1 per child when you translate it into UK currency. And I was like, thanks, Dad. So, right. So anyway, it amused me.
I don't think you'd be able to live on half of minimum wage, though, would you? I mean, you'd have to work. Like,
What do you mean? It's not. It's just his contribution. It's not for them to. Not meant to
I
pay
know, but I'm
everything
saying
out of
he
that.
would get- No, but I'm saying he's basically only got half of his wages to live on if he was to pay out half in support.
Yeah.
So like
Well, he
half
should have thought of
minimum
that,
wage.
shouldn't he?
Well, yeah, I know. Should
But he'd be on. I would imagine he'd be on the equivalent of income support if the
Well, yeah.
Americans have that sort of thing.
I'm not even sure they do.
I don't think
they
they do,
don't. No, they
Because
don't
they
have
make
anything.
them have like personal health care and all of that kind
But
of
what
thing.
about-
You have to be
What
able to
about
afford
if you-
health
what-
insurance to get anything.
But what about if your wages don't cover your rent and stuff like
He's
that?
just screwed.
You're screwed, you're homeless. That's why there's loads more homeless people on the streets in American cities. When I was in New York and Los Angeles, there was more homeless people than you ever see on the streets here.
Well, I had heard that, but I didn't know that was the reason.
Didn't you have an experience with a homeless person, Greg?
Today, actually, I was walking at Market Street and I thought, big issue, Sam. And I thought, I'll just sort
White
of...
birth.
Well, couldn't. He was only a few yards in front. If I suddenly went round sort of in a big U shape, I thought it's a bit too obvious. And he went, big issue, mate? And I said, oh no, thanks. And smiling like. And he went, oh, go on, mate, I'm dying for a coffee. I've been out all night. And I was just thinking, where does he get the money to go out all night? And it wasn't until like about 5 minutes later it hit me. And I didn't say anything. And I'm really pleased because it would have really embarrassed me. He meant obviously he'd been out sleeping rough all night, not out in the pubs all night. And it was just the way he said it. He went, oh, I need a coffee. I thought he needed coffee for his hangover because he'd been out all night. And the way he said it...
Been out, mate, clubbing. Been down liquid.
No, I know, but if you said, oh, I've been out all night, or I was out late or something, I just thought, well, in our everyday language, it's like you've been out on the lash. And it's just, oh, I've been out, and I was like... And I thought, well, I'm not going to fund the flipping Guinness family. And then, so I had to buy one. Anyway, I thought it was £1, £1.50, rip-off, rubbish. Went straight in the recycling bin when I got home. Had a flick through, nothing in there.
But do you not feel like you've done your bit for society today? Like,
well, as long as Greenpeace don't catch me, that's all right. But yeah, I try and do my bit. You've got to do your bit, haven't you?
You have. Talking of Market Street, actually, it wasn't... was it sort of opposite the Slug and Lettuce pub?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, just down from there, there's a guy who sits next to the
cash point.
The cash point guy.
Cash point.
I'm gonna have to
Spare
say
change, mate. Well, you can't
I
say
think
no,
you
can't
can
say
you?
no because you've just
got
seen me draw out a
20.
crisp 20. But no, this is my crisp 20. Thank you
Exactly.
very
You
much.
can't,
not
you can't,
change.
and why is he sitting there expecting someone to give him whatever they've drawn out?
Right.
Cash
Sometimes
I
that
just
guy.
You're
Sometimes
not
that
going
guy
to
gives
go,
me.
oh, I'll get an extra tenner out for you, are you? It's probably
you're not.
unlikely.
It is unlikely. Sometimes he gives me technical info on the cash point. I once walked up to it and he went, "It's not working, mate." And I thought, brilliant. I'm not going to tip you.
How does he know it's not working?
Well, he
Has
sits there all day, so obviously
He's
he
not
knows.
tried to get.
No, I doubt it.
Right,
I think he's seen other people walk up to it and then
swear
walk
at-
away.
Yeah, that's
swearing.
been done.
Yeah.
Question.
Yep.
Smallest amount of money ever donated by any of us?
Smallest amount of money. Well, sometimes when they have those annoying sponsorship forms at work, this doesn't really count as
Yeah.
donation because it's. Well, I suppose it does because eventually it's going to charity. Sometimes I'd put the minimum on that. They're people I don't know.
What is
I'm
the
not
minimum? What do you mean?
Usually £2.
£2.
Yeah.
Oh, the minimum on the form.
On
the
form
lowest
it
of
says
anyone else.
Minimum, yeah, suggested minimum £2. I think, well, I'm not going to give you any more. You've waved it under my nose, and I don't even know you.
woman I work with runs half marathons, and she sent a sponsorship form around the other day, and I sponsored a 350 because it was the average for the form. And I'd also bought a book of raffle tickets, which was a tenner, and she's very generously given the money to the students' trip to Peru, where they go and build schools and things like that. On the form, someone had sponsored a quid, and I thought, for a half marathon,
Yeah, that's
you
a little bit
tight
harsh.
what's name, right? I'm not going to swear. But anyway, I thought, hold on, Greg, you've done worse yourself. I once gave a homeless person, you know, where the magazine is, where DMU is.
Yeah.
There used to be a subway there. I was just, and I happened to have, I don't know why, I'd obviously bought something for like $1.99 or $4.99. I happened to have a penny in my
Cornetto.
pocket. Yeah. A homeless person sat there.
You didn't give him a penny?
Yeah.
Oh no, Greg.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
worse
yeah,
than
yeah.
What did he
giving
do?
him nothing.
What did he do?
Nothing, he was just normal, as if I'd given him 50 pence or something. He went, oh, thanks, mate.
No,
That's all I had.
I don't believe that he did that.
He did, man.
You wouldn't have
Honestly.
said it in that voice. If you did say
Well,
that, you
no,
would
because he
not
doesn't
have
sound.
said
He's
it.
not from. But honestly, it was all I had, and I thought, what do I do? It's literally a question. Think literally. Have you got any spare change? Well, yeah, I've got. Oh, yeah, but it's only. You know, what do you do? So I thought, oh God, I feel
If
sorry
you
for him.
to be fair, if you dug in your pocket, not realising that the only thing you had
Exactly.
in there was a penny,
I thought,
then,
well, I'll have a look.
then you've got
You know,
to. You've
exactly. What am I going to do? Giving me flipping car keys and phone?
Exactly.
I mean,
you
at the
could-
end of the day, it's the thought that counts, and you did
Well,
look
not
to
for
see
him,
if you
he's
got some.
homeless.
Because some,
He
no,
really wants a cup of
but
tea.
some,
It's
no,
the
but
money
some
that
people
counts.
like
It's the
just
funds.
walk by and just don't even bother, which I'm quite guilty of sometimes.
At least acknowledge that when people.
Oh yeah,
try,
I always say hi
you know,
to them.
Yeah, some of them. To be honest, they seem like quite nice people.
Yeah.
I was in town with Alison a few weeks ago, and well, it was when the really cold spelling. I think it was probably February, so it was a good
Quite
while
a
ago.
while.
We went to like Crocs on Mrs. Bridges, and when we came out, there was a homeless guy when we went in, and I thought, I know what I'll do. Instead of giving him money, I'll buy him a cup of tea.
Yeah.
So I got it when we went in, had a meal. When we came out, it sort of shuffled along a bit, and I gave him a cup of tea. He was very grateful, and I thought, oh yeah, I've done my bit there.
That's a really
You know.
nice story.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what the point of. So yeah, so I don't always just give a penny. I'm not, you know.
Not
I
always
think if you're in a
tight-fisted.
position to help someone,
Yeah.
and people say, oh, they'll just spend it on drink and drugs if you give them money.
Not all
So I
of
thought,
them,
well,
though.
Well,
but
I
generally,
don't want to bring a downer on things, but I once gave a homeless man a few quid, and I
few
see.
quid.
Yeah,
That's generous.
yeah. Well, I'm a generous man, and it was quite a cold day, and you know you quite often see them sitting huddling underneath a blanket, and they've got it like right up to their chin, right over their knees.
This
And I
is what
thought,
this
oh,
guy was. And it
Yeah.
was really cold, and I thought, God, it must be. Why are they still alive in the morning? You know what I mean?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
yeah,
how? Not
this
what-
was like
not
winter
obviously.
time, and I felt really bad, so I gave him a few quid, and as I started to walk away, he went, "Cheers, mate," and I went, "Oh, no worries, no worries." Walked away. I was feeling quite good about myself. Turned back, I saw him sip from a can of special brew, really discreetly from underneath his blanket, like he just pulled, like he had. The blanket was up to his chin to
And you
disguise
thought,
the fact
oh,
that he
it's
had
to
the
warm
can,
his
and he just
neck.
went. And I'm thinking, oh, I really wish I hadn't given him that money now, because he's just going to go spend it on
Yeah,
alcohol.
yeah.
And
So
felt
I
bad.
thought, take that out of the equation, buy him a cup of tea. If everyone did that,
But then
there'd be more
sometimes a
piss
lot of
against
people
walls
get
of shops.
like a coffee and some food from McDonald's, and you almost think that's kind of worse than letting them starve. Do you know what
What
I
do you
mean?
mean?
McDonald's.
Oh, I
I
love
mean,
McDonald's,
have some
I do.
standards.
Yeah, me too.
How come you're so thin?
Me.
Yeah, if you eat McDonald's, I eat
Obviously,
about
there's
once
no
a year.
nourishment in McDonald's food. I don't live off McDonald's, by the way.
It's
Oh,
not like
okay.
breakfast, noon and night.
I
In
want-
fact, I've not had a McDonald's for months.
I have one about once every 2 months. I think. I've had a McDonald's breakfast when we were
I
in
like their
London last year.
fritters.
Rubbish it was, the worst cooked breakfast ever.
What are you expecting?
I mean, it
It
wasn't
comes in
really
a
mess
polystyrene
up.
tray.
I know, when it said the Mac breakfast or whatever, and I thought, all right, you know, I haven't had one of these. I like trying new stuff, and it were rubbish.